Loading. Welcome to Access the Animus.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new video here on Access the Animus. Today we're going to have a look at the Wild Hunt or Oskoreia Festival that was added yesterday for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. In the video we're going to have a look at the context for the festival, the various activities that are available this time, the 2 or shall we say 3 quests that can be played, and finally, of course, the rewards tied to the festival with a focus on the new Scythe free weapon, while we're also going to share some opinions about this new content. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking it, subscribing to our channel and turning the notifications on so you won't miss any of our future updates. And with that out of the way, let's have a look at the new Oskoreia Festival. So yes, the Oskoreia Festival was made available today as planned, and as was announced, it has added a series of new activities, quests, rewards, and especially vibes that are mostly oriented towards a gloomy and spooky mood. Oskoreia, as we mentioned in one of our previous videos, is not the name of a festival celebrating a time of the year, but instead is the Norwegian version of the myth of the Wild Hunt, which is a folklore motif that appeared in many European cultures, and in the Norwegian and Norse culture involved a group of riders coming from the land of the dead and led by Odin, and this myth is kind of embraced by the new festival, especially in its opening cutscene, which pretty much introduces the new activities, the new quests, and especially a new character called the Mad Monk, who is Braun's uncle and is basically the justification behind all the other worldly activities of the festival. In fact, this monk, actually called Brother Maxwell, is the character that for this specific content involving magic and monster, you guessed it, introduces a new kind of hallucinogenic smoke that allows Eivor to see, interact with, and even fight the magical instances that can be found throughout the festival. So what is it that we have to do within the festival? Well, the festival itself is oriented towards protecting Ravensthorpe from the potential attacks by the Wild Hunt that the locals believe that might happen, and to show acts of courage and strength and acts of respect towards the dead, and that's what we're going to do. Sort of. As we already mentioned in our previous videos, there's going to be 3 main activities in this festival. The first one is the archery contest, where this time we'll have to hit the targets while avoiding some friendly targets as well. The second one is a new version of the fighting tournament, a mystical version of it, so to speak, where Eivor will have to breathe the monk's smoke in order to access the fights, and in these fights, as announced, we can find humans, druids, and even werewolves. And apparently, in our recent video, I was kinda wrong. This is not a tournament like the others, but a tiny, mini, bare-bone horde mode, in that there's 3 waves of enemies coming at you. The catch this time will be that we'll be able to choose our gear set or some predefined sets in order to fight the various waves of enemies, and choosing the predefined sets will earn us more tokens. The final activity is a horseback race against time, and this one is pretty fun to do once or twice. Basically, Eivor will have to ride through several checkpoints while shooting at targets and some barricades that will earn her more time, in order for her to get to the finish line and earn a medal. The more time you have accumulated, the more targets you hit, the easier it will be for you to get the gold medal, and to be honest, it is pretty easy. Moving on to the quests, there's going to be 2 of them in the festival, and completing them along with mastering the various activities will allow you to access the final quest and the ending of the festival, with a dedicated cutscene and some more weird stuff that we're going to see later. So the first quest involves talking to the Mad Monk and, well, breathing the smoke that he prepared in order to quote-unquote cross the veil and get to this otherworldly realm, where Eivor will have to do a standing stone minigame in order to visualize a shield rune of power that should protect Ravensthorpe. She will then have to fight her own quote-unquote worst fear, that is a Shadow Eivor, or a Dark Eivor if you will, which absolutely brought to my mind the epic fights between Link and Shadow Link in the Legend of Zelda series, but this one is a much less epic fight if I have to be honest. The second quest will be introduced by a nice moment where the names of the dead that were dear to the members of the Raven clan have been carved on the huge ship placed at the center of the festival, including Eivor's parents, Svend, Dag, and Ceolbert, and color me surprised, we got one piece of the post-launch content that is actually taking into account the events that happened in the second part of the main game. How this is happening in a free festival but not in a DLC is still beyond me, but still. Anyway, through the quest we're going to find a name on the ship, Kaf, for a dead man that nobody in the clan knows about and that seemingly nobody wrote on the ship. And once again, through some more smoke inhaling, Eivor is going to cross the veil again in order to investigate about Kaf's story. I'm not sure why she had to go to this sort of nether realm in order to do this investigation, but nevertheless she does it. And word of advice, do use your eagle vision a lot here, otherwise you won't see where to go. Eventually Eivor will learn of Kaf's story, which we're not going to spoil here, and after mastering all the other activities she'll be able to partake in the final quest, where it does look like the weather is worsening, that the gods are not listening, that the wall hunt is approaching, but then Eivor pronounces a motivational speech and that clears out the weather and sends away the wall hunt. Alright, there is more atmosphere and gravity to that scene, but still it's pretty unrealistic once again. It's a festival, nothing too huge or relevant for the story, but again... The festival also brings some rewards that are tied once again to the tokens that you can obtain from the festival's quests and activities, and again you'll need to repeat some of the activities in order to get all the rewards. This time we have a new Sunin skin called Bone Raven, a new Scythe weapon, the first one available for free to everyone without buying the DLCs, called Hell's Scythe. Then we have 5 settlement cosmetics in case your settlement isn't gloomy enough and you want to add to the festival. And finally we have a tattoo set called the Wall Hunt Tattoo Set, and some hair and beard cosmetics called Hair Bones and Beard Bones because, well, you get bones in your hair and beard. The Hell's Scythe in particular looks very theme appropriate with the festival, especially if you enhance it to the 3rd level, and it even gives this kind of soft light blue glow, but of course it's again a bit unrealistic, like most of the festival anyway. And that's it for our breakdown of the various activities of the Oskoreia Festival, along with some opinions of our own. What do you guys think about it? Have you tried the festival, or do you plan or don't plan to play it? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in our next video.